Hi guys, and welcome back to Thoughts of a Real Woman with your girl Gigi featuring Mill. So, I know it's been like almost a freaking year since I seen you guys. So, I hyped up a bunch of shit on my Snapchat. So I was like, let me get the fuck up and actually make the video and stop just talking about it and be about it. So here I am, talk about a bunch of different topics today, and my boyfriend is with me. Say hello.
Hi.
So the first thing that I really want to talk about is the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. Me and him have really different views on it. Personally, I don't agree with it.
I don't give a fuck.
And
I mean, me being a service member is still, I have no problem. I salute him for what the hell he's doing. Because what he's talking about is relevant. And it's affecting all of us. White, black, mainly black, but still it's irrelevant.
And I've told millions of people, I don't agree with what he's doing. Because of the way that I was raised, do I understand why he's doing it? I do. I understand. But me personally, I think he could choose a different fashion to get his point across.
But his fashion is not harmful to anybody. There's people that burn the flag, step on the flag.
Yes, and I don't agree with any of it.
But he's just kneeling.
Yeah, during our national anthem.
Okay, there's a lot of people that do a lot more disrespectful shit than this kneeling.
Yes, and I understand. And I don't agree with any of it. Because to me, the national anthem is something that you're supposed to respect, and you're supposed to put your hand over your heart or stand at attention for. The flag is something that you respect.
Oh, go ahead.
Because the way I was raised, you respected the flag. You didn't get it wet. You didn't put it on the ground. You didn't stand on it. You didn't burn it. You didn't, none of that.
Okay, the true origin of the national anthem was based on slavery.
Yes, and I understand that.
So everything said in that song is slavery based. So you're kind of honoring slavery.
I'm not honoring slavery. I'm honoring yes. And in the song, he's talking about the land of the free, and now everybody's free now.
In theory.
In theory, like he wants to say, everybody is free. Nobody owns slaves now, so nobody owns you per se.
There's a new form of slavery called jobs.
Yes, everybody has a job. I have a job, you have a job.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of the viewers have a job.
It's a new form of slavery.
But, you know, like I said, I don't really agree with it. I'm not going to bash him. I'm not Tommy Lynn. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'll bash her. Fuck that.
I'm not
dumbass motherfucker.
I'm not her. I'm not going to bash him and put words in his mouth that he didn't say. And I do understand that he did, you know, he did specify that it was nothing disrespectful to the troops. And I understand that. And like I said, I understand his point of view. And I have mine and he has his. And that's where we have our differences of opinion. And I'm not going to bash anybody for agreeing with him. And I'm not going to bash nobody for disagreeing with him. It's just everybody has their own opinions. And that's another thing that I want to talk about is when somebody, especially a person of color, doesn't agree with the majority of people of color, they have to be a coon or a slave or, you know, whatever else. And I don't understand.
Man, I've been called coon 3 times in the past 2 months, so let me just get this out. It's not cooning if you don't agree with what all black people say. It's not cooning. Because some of the shit that they say is retarded.
I mean, I don't agree with a lot of actions, and I was talking in one of the Facebook community things on a couple of different topics, and because I didn't agree with things, I got called, you know, a house nigga, and I'm, you know, coon, and stuck up under master's ass or whatever else people want to say, and it's like, I'm not. I'm just as woke as the next person, but because but because I don't have the same exact view on things as you guys, doesn't make me a coon or asleep or anything else. I just have a difference of opinion. And it's okay for people to have a difference of opinion. If everybody was supposed to think alike, we'd all be robots.
Programmed.
We'd basically be robots programmed to do whatever one person wants us to do. And we're not. We have free will to think for ourselves and be ourselves and look differently and do whatever else.
Yeah, I don't think people know the true meaning of cooning. They don't. If they really want to know what the true meaning of cooning, look at what some of these rappers is doing out here, man. That's prime example of cooning. That's prime example. But disagreed on one standpoint that majority blacks agree upon, but some of them don't understand the whole facts, and you're the only one that is like not agreeing with that, it doesn't make you a coon. It does not make you a coon.
It doesn't. Like, Russell Wilson, for example, you know?
That's cool.
No, he is not.
That's cool.
He has the same standpoint that I do on the whole issue with Colin Kaepernick. You know, he understands why Colin is doing it, because there is a lot of black people being oppressed out here. Just because, you know, I don't personally feel oppressed, or I've never been in a situation where I was racially profiled or anything like that, you know, don't look at me like that. Doesn't mean that I don't understand why he's doing it, and it doesn't mean that I don't support the cause. What do you have to say, sir? Huh?
It's because you're half white.
Yes. That's everybody's excuse for everything for me. And it is not because I'm half white. It's because...
It's not because you're half black.
It is because I'm half black, okay? People are scared of my black side. I'm just kidding. But anyways, I haven't personally, you know, been oppressed or anything like that. And, you know, that's another thing that we disagree on, is I don't believe in this whole white privilege. And
you
he does.
Got the time. No, I have the energy to explain to you this shit over and over again.
See, that's what I'm talking about. We disagree on a lot of things, you know, and it's okay to disagree on topics. That's where a lot of people, that's another thing, like relationships and things, you know.
But you need to learn when to draw the line.
Exactly. You know, you gotta know when things are escalating too far and when to stop it and come to a compromise on something, or, you know, like we do with a lot of topics that are really touchy and we know that it pissed the other person off. We put it in a box and we don't bring that topic up anymore. And that's what works for our relationship. It might not work for you, but that's what works for us. And, you know, you get through the day. But back to the topic I was talking about, I haven't personally felt anything. I'm not personally oppressed. But if Colin says he's personally oppressed, or, you know, you do see other black people being oppressed or something like that, then yes, I understand the topic. Do I Would I choose the same format that he's doing? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't choose the same format.
He has a perfect format to do it, though.
Yes, and I understand that. And like I said, I don't agree with it. I'm not going to bash him about it, me not agreeing. I'm not going to run his name through the mud because that's not the type of person I am.
Tommy, man. Fuck you, Tommy. I'll whoop him.
Stop it. I'm not here to run anybody's name through the mud.
You don't have to.
But like I was saying,
90% of America understand that bitch is retarded.
Yes. It's just, that's why she's voting for Trump.
You're not supposed to talk about political views on social media.
Yes, I know. But aside from all of that, I would have chose a different format. And like I said, I personally haven't felt anything, but I do see things. I've seen a couple of people, they didn't get something, and it was, people ignored them or something because of the color of their skin. And it's not just black people that I've seen this happen to. I've seen it happen to white people because there are a lot of black people nowadays that are treating white people the way that, white people treated their ancestors. And that's not how you solve these issues.
What?
You have something to say, and I know you do. And that's why you're here with me today. So go ahead and say it.
Nah.
Well, I'm saying it's not going to solve anything. Being racist,
divided is not.
Yeah, being racist towards one group is not going to solve anything. A black person being racist towards a white person is not going to solve issues. White person being racist towards a black person is not going to solve any issues.
Or any race.
Anybody being racist towards anybody, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, I don't care. It's not going to solve any issues whatsoever. And that's where, I draw the line at as far as the cause, because I have seen a lot of people, bashing white people that are down for the cause, and do see the injustices and are speaking up about the injustices. But there are a lot of black folks that are telling them to stop talking because they haven't personally, been through anything, and so they have no right to say anything. And it's like, you can't tell them that they have no right to say something and then complain about being oppressed when there are white people trying to help and get the word out.
That's the only way we're going to get through racism, if we combine together.
Divided you fall, united you stand. And, you might not like it, but you're gonna have to be united with the white people, the Asians, the Hispanic, whatever. You're gonna have to unite with them in order to get the point across the way that you want it to get across.
Because if Trump get in, we're all fucked. Fuck.
You just told me not to talk about political stuff, and here you go.
I don't give a fuck.
This one. This is what I live with, you guys. This is exactly what I live with. But, you gotta take the time and think things through logically. Like riots and things like that, a lot of those businesses that people are rioting are not corporations. They are privately,
owned. And some of them are privately black owned. And you're just robbing from your own race.
Exactly. And, those people worked hard to get that business open, and they put all of their money into it. And when you riot and loot everything that they have nothing left. They have to file bankruptcy. They're no longer, thriving and standing on their own 2 feet or anything, and now their family's suffering because one little thing happened. You can't blame a whole race for one person.
You can't blame the few. Blame the many for the few.
Exactly. Just like white people can't blame all black people and call them all ignorant and the N-word and everything else. because of a few black folks, and black people can't blame a lot of white people and call them, honkies or whatever else.
Practice, bird shit, has
We're not going into this. Because of a few white people. Just like, the whole cop situation. You can't blame all cops for the few cops.
Yeah, I personally want to be a cop because I want to stop. You can't stop something on the outside. You got to go within sometimes. And if you're not bold enough to put on that uniform and deal with the situations they go through and understand on their side where they come from on their side, then you really can't say nothing. You really can't. Because yes, not everybody is perfect. Yes, they're still human. But they still have lives. They still got families at home to go to. It's just like the military. You trying to make it home.
Yep.
And you will do anything by any means to make it home. Not condemning all the acts that they do, because most of the motherfuckers are crooked. There are some crooked ones out there, but not all of them. And that's why I want to get into it, so I can help stop the crooked ones and actually help the black community as a police officer.
But you can't tell everybody that, and there's still going to be people who blame everyone as a whole.
Gonna call me a Tom and fucking coon, all that shit. Fuck you, alright? Fuck you. Because if you too fucking simple-minded to understand and view the bigger picture, then you're the problem.
Yep. It starts within, and you can't holler about oppression and all this other stuff if you're not going to do something about it yourself. If you're not going to get out there and protest
and vote
or do anything else.
Me personally, I fought for my right not to vote, but I'm voting this time because if Trump get in, we're all fucked. We're all fucked. I want you to understand that we're all fucked.
But no, on a serious note, you can't, like I was saying, you can't holler at a person if you're not going to do anything about it. There are a lot of designers and things out there who have specifically said that they don't want designers wearing their clothes. Designers, black folks wearing their clothes. And, it's a lot of popular names. Michael Kors.
Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger.
I love me some Christian Louis Vuittons because them things look cute. But,
I'll say those bitches are ugly as shit. They're overpriced for that reason.
That's just me as a heel fanatic. But yeah, you can't sit there and holler that if you're still gonna buy
the same shit,
those things from the people who have openly been vocal about not liking a certain group of people.
Let me elaborate on this. You don't need to have that shit to be fly. You can be basic as shit and wear normal people clothes. You ain't gotta put a rack on fucking clothing, because if you gotta pay a rack just to have some expensive clothes and feel like somebody, then you got a complex, my dude, or my female, whatever. You don't got to spend that much money to do fuck.
There's a lot of things that you could do with that $200 instead of waiting in line to buy the brand new Jordans. There's a lot of things. Yeah, you.
But she's right.
There's a lot of things that you can do with that money. You can invest it into a bunch of different companies. And
like Nike, and get your money back in tenfold.
Exactly. But you can't tell everybody anything, because they're their own person and they're going to think for themselves. But if you really, truly want to better yourself and better your future, or the future of your kids, you would invest your money into things instead of not invest your money into things, but into stocks and bonds and things. You would actually
Guns and butter. Motherfuckers.
you would actually come out wealthier in the end. You might not see it in your lifetime, and your kids may not see it in their lifetime, but in your,
We all bent up on this immediate self-gratification.
exactly, you got to think about the long run. Should I invest in this company now that I know is doing well to where I can have billions of dollars later on in life, or even my kids' kids or my kids' kids could have billions of dollars because I chose not to follow the crowd and buy things that I would get instant gratification from that have no value later on.
Needless to say, we still gonna buy the shit, but
Especially him, But just think, do I need this same shoe this year that I got last year? Are my shoes from last year still good? Because if they are, then, this year, why don't you invest in the stock instead of buying the shoes?
Exactly. Yeah, most of them shits now, these Jordans look shitty as fuck anyway.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a Jordan person. I'm not a sneakerhead.
Them shits are ugly.
But, it's all up to you to change your life and to see things better. And, it takes a village to get things, through and change. Martin Luther King had people behind him. Malcolm X is, as radical as he was, he had people behind him. And it takes people behind you to get a point across. You can't do everything on your own. You do need the help of others. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys off today because it is getting kind of long. So we will catch you on the next one. Deuces, much love.